Tiny House Dreaming here. It's Thursday. I am in Virginia. See behind me, this is Virginia. My first time being here. My trainer's on home time today, so all day I've been in the truck by myself. I did venture across the street. There's a mall across the street. I don't know what it's called, but I'm in Chattanooga, Virginia. And so I've been in the truck, and I'll be here until tomorrow morning. Then we're gonna leave maybe tomorrow around noonish. But while I'm sitting here, well, yesterday I did do the trailer. Like, I've uploaded a couple of the pre-trip videos I was able to take yesterday. I did the trailer pre-trip, although there's one part, the spring arm, that I'm not really sure if it's called a spring arm. But anyways, you'll see that in the video, so I'm gonna post that today. I did never do an intro to the trailer video, so I guess this is it now, even though it's the day later. So you can see, like, I'm in a different outfit. And I love my Prime shirt that I got. I picked this up. This is one of the shirts I bought when I was in Missouri at the terminal. But anyways, so I'm gonna post I'm gonna post the trailer video, and then I'm also going, well, I guess I'll do another intro to that. So yeah, okay, here's the trailer. Guys, now I'm going to start the trailer pre-trip. So it starts with this right here, the bulkhead or the header board. This is a header board. It's properly mounted and secure, not cracked, bent, or broken. There are no holes. As you're looking at it, you see no holes in it, and it's not missing any rivets. Okay, next up is the frame and cross members. This whole thing going down is the frame, and cross members on a trailer is these things. So the frame and cross members are properly mounted and secure. They're not cracked, bent, or broken, and there are no missing cross members. And if you want to add no unauthorized welds, feel free. Next up is the landing gear. It's properly mounted and secure, not cracked, bent, or broken. It's in the fully raised position, and the crank handle is securely in its cradle. Coming down the frame all the way down, your tandem frame and your release lever, properly mounted and secure, not cracked, bent, or broken. Your pins are in the fully locked position. Well, actually, I'm gonna go this side. Your spring mount is properly mounted and secure, not cracked, bent, or broken. This is a really thick spring arm, but your spring arm is properly mounted and secure, not cracked, bent, or broken. Your airbag, properly mounted and secure at both ends, not cracked, bent, or broken, no abrasions, bulges, or cuts, and is not leaking air and not missing any mounting bolts. Your brake chamber, properly mounted and secure, not cracked, bent, or broken, and not leaking air. Your brake lines and hoses, properly mounted and secure at both ends, no abrasions, bulges, or cuts, and they are not leaking air. If you notice, there is no shock absorber on this back trailer axle or tandems. Let me crawl under there. Actually, I could have probably did the airbag and everything from back here because it's easier to see. But what we're gonna do is because again, once you know all the items, you look for certain things. So I'm looking for a slack adjuster or a push rod while I'm sitting here. And I'm also looking to make sure that I don't see any shock absorbers, which I don't. And I believe it's because of the weight, the type of axle this is why I'm not seeing any shock absorbers, unless, no, that's not a shock absorber. So yeah, I don't see any. So the brake drum is properly mounted and secure, not cracked, bent, or broken. The brake lining, which is in the inside, and let's see, it's not that easy to see, but the brake lining is properly mounted and secure. These look like they're disc brakes. I don't think any of your trailers you test on would be disc brakes. I'm gonna say the proper verbiage, although it might be a little different for disc brakes. because this looks like a disc to me, not brake lining. But I'm sure somebody that knows trucks, please correct me or confirm what type of brake system this is in the comments. But for your trailer that you'll be testing on, at least at Prime, you'll mention the brake lining is not properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken, free of any debris and oil, and the brake lining is not worn dangerously thin. And whoever comments about the brake system, if you know the proper, like, what would you be looking for if you pre-tripped? First, if this is disc brakes, and if it is, what would you be looking for when you pre-trip disc brakes? Okay, so we're going back out. And then you'll notice that so much is repetitive to the rest of the truck. Again, you're gonna do axle seal, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken, not missing any lug nuts or bolts, filled to manufacturer specification, and not leaking. When it has like fluid in it, you can always say not leaking. The lug nuts, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken, none are missing. There's no white powder residue or rust trails, and there's no cracks along the bolt holes. The rim, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken, no unauthorized welds. The drive tire, there's no abrasions, bulges, or cuts to the sidewall or the tread. It's filled to manufacturer specification, checked with an air gauge, and the tread depth is not worn more than 2/32 of an inch. Mud flap is properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. You would come to the back of the trailer, because remember we're doing trailer pre-trip. So the doors and hinges are properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. And you would just acknowledge that the doors open and closes and latches properly. Okay? And that would be, before I say the end, let me look it over, make sure I didn't miss anything. And you guys will know if I missed something in all of these sections, because I'm gonna put the paper, a picture of the pages of the paper for each section, so you'll clearly be able to see if there was anything I missed. But I'm looking it over, and everything that I see looks like it was covered. I was looking at the same place for the slack adjuster and push rod, which I don't see, but I think it's because this is like kind of foreign to me, the way that this is. I'm used to like the skinny spring arm, how it was up at the front. Here, I'll walk up and just show you in case you're watching this video completely separate from the and you guys can hear that the reefer unit kicked back on, so I did this in good time. But this is a spring arm. I'm used to seeing this setup in the back of the trailer, but you guys saw how that looks. But you can still go over it, but that's why it's good to know your trailer that you're gonna test on, get very familiar with it. But you also want to like get familiar with the other types of trailers, that some of them have leaf springs, some of them have spring arms, some of them have air brake systems, some of them have spring brakes. So get to know your different trailers, because as you're out here in the real world, this is all trying to prepare you to pre-trip trailers, so you're safely, you know, swapping out trailers and everything, and you're safe while you're on the road. So you want to get to know all the trailers that are going to be available to you if you're coming to Prime or whatever school you're going to. Know that there are types of trailers. That way when you're out there by yourself pre-tripping, you don't run into anything that you don't understand, because if you don't understand it, you can't really look and see if it's safe or not. And that is the whole purpose. I mean, more so than just to pass your test. I mean, yeah, you have to know all this stuff to pass your test, but there's a reason why the government puts it as part of the test, because you need to know these things when you're out here. So just a little tip. But there you go, guys. Hopefully that is helpful to somebody. I stood out here and done all 3 sections, so I have to go back in the truck and try to clip them up, you know, take them apart and post them as separate sections. But I hope everybody's having a great day, and I will talk to you later.